Hello everyone, I'm Spiggy TCG and boy do we have a video for you today. Today I'm going to be opening some 151 packs, but the Pokemon I pull are the only encounters I can use in a Pokemon Fire Red Nuzlocke. Now, before we get into the video, make sure to leave it a like, comment your favourite thing from this video down below, subscribe to see more content. Now, into this video. So, if you're new to Pokemon, or you just collect the TCG and don't actually play the games, you probably don't know what a Nuzlocke is. So, on screen now is a definition of a Nuzlocke, but in short, it's a set of rules that make playing the game slightly harder. So the rules we're going to include today are: 1. If a Pokemon faints at any time during the playthrough, I must release it and I cannot use it again for the rest of the game. 2. I can only level my Pokemon up to the level of the next gym leader's Pokemon. So e.g. Brock has a level 12 Onix, so I can only go up to level 12. And 3, the game must be on set mode at all times. This means when a Pokemon faints, I can't switch it out for free. But the added rule right into this challenge, obviously, is I can only use the Pokemon I pull in these 4 packs. So, we're not going for pulls today, we're going for decent Pokemon. Let's see what we can do. Alright, let's get to opening some packs. As I said, these are going to be my encounters, so I'm hoping I can at least pull a starter or something decent. So, let's see what we can do here with our first pack. I think 4 packs should be enough for this challenge, because if I had too many packs, I'd get too many Pokemon cards and it'd just be way too easy. Way too easy. Alright, do we have a Holo Energy? No, we don't. So, Staryu, our first encounter. Charmander, we do actually get a starter. That's very good. Very good. Spearow. Bellsprout. Machoke, which means we have the Machop line. Dugong. Hitmonchan. Jolteon. Shellder. And a Mr. Mime. Not bad for the first pack. A bunch of pulls there. And by pulls, I mean encounters. Just slip of the tongue there. I'm just so used to saying pulls. But anyway, let's get back into these. It'd be nice if we could get some pulls. Code card going out. But as I say, it's not necessarily what we're going for today. Growlithe. Geodude. Jigglypuff. Staryu again. Nidoqueen. Victreebel. Airbloom, we don't want that. Pinsir. Golbat into a Vileplume Holo. So again, some more encounters there. That's very, very good. Let's move on to our third pack. And then we've got last pack magic, hopefully. If we pull a legendary, that would be insane to use. I mean, it'll be a bit OP, but hey, if the pack gives me it, then I can use it. We have a Holo Metal Energy with lots of swirls there, actually. That's very nice. Very like that lot. Farfetch'd. Old Amber. Pidgeotto. Magma. Golduck. Pinsir again. Trainer. Machamp. Golbat into a Beedrill Holo. Alright. One more pack left to make these encounters count. Can we get something? Come on. Give me something last pack. And then we'll count up our encounters and see if we can actually do this challenge. There's the code card going out. Alright, Metal Energy again. Pidgey. Metapod. Ponyta, that's a Pokemon we haven't got yet. Poliwag, same as that. Muck. Daisy's Help. Venomoth. Haunter. Magneton. And Weezing. So no pulls, unfortunately, but plenty of encounters to pick from. Let's see what we've got. Okay, so here are our 15 eligible encounters that we are allowed. Obviously, I pulled way more cards than this, but I thought to make the challenge a little bit harder, I'll just pick 15 out of the cards I've pulled. So we do actually have a starter with Charmander, and then just a bunch of other Pokemon that I think will be useful. Obviously, these Pokemon we can use any of the evolution lines. So we have a Metapod, so we can use a Caterpie and obviously a Butterfree as well. So let's get started in this challenge. We start the game by picking our starter, which obviously is Charmander. Personally, I'd rather Bulbasaur here, but we're stuck with Charmander anyway. I get the Charmander and give it the nickname Spoon, and she joins the team as our first team member. After a short trip with Spoon to Vermilion City, we pick up Oak's parcel and then go back to the lab to get the Pokeballs and the Pokedex. This is where the run finally begins. After this, we head to Vermilion Forest and catch our second encounter, which happens to be a Caterpie, which we nicknamed Fork. After some short grinding, Fork finally evolves into Butterfree at level 10, learning Confusion, which is going to be absolutely crucial for Brock. After getting Fork and Spoon to the level cap of 14, the only thing that's left now is to fight Brock. Now, this isn't looking good with 2 weaknesses to Rock type, including a 4 times weakness with Fork, but we go in anyway. He sends out Geodude and I send out Fork. The first thing we're going to do is set up some Hardens, just so we can survive some tackles and the Rock Tombs that Onyx sends out. He only goes for Defense Curl here, so we get 3 Hardens off with no damage. After this, I switch to Confusion, which looks like it's going to be a 2-hit KO, which is great. He then goes for Tackle, but only does 2 damage as we take him out with another Confusion. That's 1 threat down, 1 to go. After this, Onyx comes out, and the first thing we do is click Stun Spore. We need half the speed, and obviously the paralysis chance will be amazing if we get it. So he sends out a Rock Tomb, but luckily the Hardens work and we only take a bit of damage. Next we fire off a few Confusions just to get some damage off, so Charmander can come in and clean up with a Metal Claw. Another Rock Tomb comes out, and we're left with 14 HP. Now, I'm not sure if we'll survive the next hit, so I try anyway and click Confusion, and Rock Tomb comes out. And we survive on 1 HP. This is extremely lucky. Here, I'm thinking about sacking Fork, going for another Confusion, but I play it safe and switch to Spoon, who thankfully only comes in on a Tackle. After this, we retaliate with a Metal Claw, which just falls short of the kill, which is a bit unfortunate, but luckily Onyx stays fully paralysed, so we can hit him for another Metal Claw for the win. Now, this was a close gym battle, and as I said in the start, with 2 weaknesses to Rock, I'm not too sure how we did this deathless. I was coming into this fight fully expecting to sack Fork, but everyone lives as we get our first gym badge. After beating Brock, the new level cap means we can finally evolve Spoon into a beastly Charmeleon. This is going to add some nice bulk to the team, and Charmeleon's just overall just a sick Pokemon. Next, we move on to our next encounter just outside Mount Moon, which happens to be a Spearow. We catch him and name him Whisk. With 3 Pokemon in our team, we head into our Mount Moon for our 4th encounter, which turns out to be a Zubat. We nickname the Zubat Knife and then continue our way through Mount Moon. First thing we do when we arrive in Cerulean City is go to the Nugget Bridge to fight the rival, but it's pretty uneventful and we pretty much stomp him. So after we pass this and go over the bridge, we catch our next encounter, which is an Oddish, which we nickname Blender. Blender joins the team as our 5th team member, and we head to Bill's house. Once we've saved Bill from his weird Pokemon fetish, I mean, look at this.
Oh
look.
no.
After the shenanigans with Bill, we head to Cerulean City Gym, ready to face Misty. Now, I go into this fight relatively confident, knowing that our team should be able to take out Misty's Staryu and Starmie. The battle starts and Misty leads her Staryu and I send out Knife, the Zubat. We start first by going for a bite, but unfortunately get crit straight away by a Water Pulse. Not a good start. Knowing that Knife will go down here if he stays in, I take the opportunity to switch into Blender the Gloom, who comes in unfortunately on another critical hit Water Pulse. To say I was confident, this fight isn't looking too great. Staryu sends out another Water Pulse that unfortunately confuses. Oh my god, the look on this, as we miss another Sleep Powder. I take another risk and go for Sleep Powder as Staryu just sets up a Harden. This is useless anyway because Blender's a special attacker. We're confused, but fortunately we fight through it and land the Sleep Powder to finally put Staryu asleep. After finally snapping out of confusion, Blender lands an Absorb, which leaves Staryu in the red and heals back some HP, ready for Starmie. A second Absorb takes Staryu out as Starmie comes in. As Starmie comes out, Blender's sitting on full HP, so I decide to fire off a Sleep Powder as he retaliates with a Swift. Unfortunately, we missed the sleep powder again. As we go for another one, Starmie just retaliates with a water pulse, which doesn't confuse this time as we finally connect with our sleep powder. With Starmie fully asleep this time, we're free to start whittling away with absorbs until Starmie wakes up and hits us with a swift. We go for another absorb, which brings him down to the red as he comes back with a water pulse that again confuses. After hitting herself in confusion twice in a row, Blender is left with 6 HP. Fearing losing Blender, I switch into Whisk for the safe switch, who comes in on a soft swift. After the swift, Starmie hits us with a water pulse that would have straight killed if it had a crit. So, not a great play on my part, but we come in and clean up with a peck anyway for the win. That's badge number 2, Deathless. After we beat Misty, we head straight to Vermilion City, ready to face the 3rd gym leader, Lieutenant Surge. But first we've got to go to the SSM to get cut and fight our rival. I'm going to skip this rival fight again as it's relatively easy and we get through unscathed. We then head to the captain's quarters to give an old man a back rub. Weird, but he does give us cut as a reward for giving him a back rub. With the image of an old man's back burned into our mind, we head straight to Lieutenant Surge, ready to fight him. Now, I came into this fight a little bit worried, but it actually went a lot better than expected. First of all, he leaves with his Voltorb and we send out Spoon. After 2 embers, Voltorb goes down after only managing to hit a Screech onto Spoon. So, I'm feeling a little bit more confident as Pikachu comes in and again he goes down to 1 hit with Dig. Now he's left with his last Pokemon, Raichu. After whittling away with Digs and Embers, we get him down to the red, but unfortunately he pops his Super Potion. We bring Raichu back down to the red with Digs and Embers again, but get paralysed by Static. Not wanting to risk dying here, I send out Blender, who just takes a quick attack and a Shockwave on the switch to finish him off with Bullet Seed. Easiest gym badge so far. To say I went into this fight thinking it was going to be the hardest, we actually did quite well. 3 badges down, 5 to go. Once Surge is defeated, I head back to Route 3 to catch a Nidoran male, which I can trade with this girl in the underground path for a Nidoran female. Now, usually I can get this encounter from the Safari Zone, but due to the limited encounters, I thought I'd get it now. We get it, and it's named Mus Nido. Our next encounter comes in the form of a Geodude from Rock Tunnel. We catch the Geodude and nickname him Ball, but transfer him to the PC for now. He'll be useful later. We end up making it through Rock Tunnel towards Lavender Town, one of my favourite towns in Kanto. Now, there isn't much to do here, so I just head straight to the Pokemon Centre and have a bit of a switch round in the team, replacing Voltorb, the HM Slave, with Ball. Next, we head to Celadon City to pick up some useful TMs like Brick Break, Dig, Light Screen, and Secret Power. After that, we also head down a floor to the Stone Person to buy a Leaf Stone to evolve Gloom into Vileplume, and a Thunderstone to evolve the Eevee we get into a Jolteon. Speaking of Eevees, we go to the back of Celadon Mansion to pick up our own and nickname him Cup. After this, we use the stones to evolve Gloom into Vileplume and our new Eevee Cup into a Jolteon. Jolteon's going to be very useful here because it's a speedy attacker, and with access to Thunderbolt, it's going to be really useful. The only thing left to do before facing Erica is to face Giovanni in the Rocket Hideout for the Sylph Scope. Now, this is an easy fight, so I'll just skip this again. Outside Celadon Gym, we have another creepy encounter, being this old man. This gym is great, it's full of women. What the hell? I'm calling the police. Now it's finally time for the 4th gym badge with a fight against Erica. I'm feeling confident with this fight, going in with 6 Pokemon that are all resistant to grass. First off, she leads her Victreebel. I send out our trusty friend, Fork. Now, Fork's little gimmick is obviously Sleep Powder and Confusion or Dream Eater, so that's the first thing we go for. We go for a Sleep Powder, and then we get a critical hit Dream Eater to take Victreebel out in 1 hit. Okay, starting good. After this, Tangler comes out, but only managed to land a Poison Powder before going down. This leaves Erica with her last Pokemon, Vileplume. We go for a Sleep Powder to put him to sleep, and then fire off a Dream Eater to gain back some HP. After this he stays asleep, and we land one more Dream Eater for the win. Fort does it again. First he sweeps the first gym, now the fourth gym. Fort, you absolute MVP. That's 4th badge down, just 4 more to go. We are smashing this Nuzlocke.